Hey, what? You guys don't get up and just put on your Knicks robe? I haven't either. At one point in time, the New York Knicks were the most respected, well recognized team in the NBA. If I tell that to a 20-year-old, they'll tell me I'm lying. But the fact is, they're right about that. I could be lying because the Knicks haven't been good since 1999. I'm still blessed to say that I've seen the Knicks' final game in the NBA Finals. But at the beginning of the past decade, the Knicks had a chance to right all the wrongs that they had the previous decade. They brought in Amari Stoudemire, brought in Melo, and during the 2012-2013 season, they won 54 games. We got bounced out from Indiana in 6 games. But then ever since then, we've been going downhill. How is that? What happened to the Knicks? Can the Knicks be fixed? How do we fix the Knicks? Welcome to the Cube. The Knicks suck, man. The Knicks suck. I have been a Knicks fan since I was born, I feel like. I'm still grateful to see the latter end of the Knicks of the 90s. Throughout the 2000s, as a young, naive kid, I always had hope that maybe one day we'll be better. Probably compete with the Lakers or the Spurs in the NBA Finals. Yes, yes, yes. I thought the Marbury teams would make it, and I even thought the team in '09 with Chris Duhon would make it. Then 2010 happened. So the 2010 offseason, we didn't get LeBron, which is kind of the reason why I used to hate him. I'm objective. I'm objective now about it. We got that, and around February we got one of my favorite player of all time, Carmelo Anthony. In 2011 we got swept, and 2012 we got swept basically because D Wade, he should have made that. He should have driven to the basket. However, 2013, the playoffs was meant for us to reach the promised land. When I say the promised land, I'm talking about the NBA Finals. We had the depth, we had the shooting, and more importantly, the most important thing we had was Carmelo Anthony. But because of a few reasons, including J.R. Smith knocking down Jason Terry and making us go to 6 games with the Celtics, and mainly Carmelo Anthony's shoulder injury, we lost to Indiana in 6. But I really thought we had another crack at it. Now going into the 2014 season, we had a bad season. We fell off. I ain't gonna hold you. We fell off. Losing games by 30, 40 points. Doing bad, boneheaded decisions just like this J.R. Smith. But it was alright because we still had the nucleus together at the time. We had Carmelo Anthony, Mike Woodson as the coach. I still love JR. And we had others. I thought this team would come back the next season. And we will make a run at the championship. And I'm going to remind you guys, the 2014 season, that was the last season LeBron was on the Miami Heat team. Oh, and I forgot to mention to you guys, our savior, Phil Jackson, became the president. Oh my God. Phil Jackson messed us up bad. He fired the only coach Melo loved in Woodson. Then the man forced the triangle down our throats. Fans, players, all of us. Personally, for me, during the 2014-2015 season, I had to go on IR after the Christmas game against Washington. Phil's a slick man. He almost made me get back on his bandwagon by drafting Kristaps Porzingis in the 2015 draft. He and Melo were supposed to bring us back. Phil added Joakim Noah and D Rose. On top of that, I thought the Knicks were back. Unfortunately, I was wrong. Phil ran away D Rose, Melo, and Porzingis in the matter of 3 years. Guys, I have a quick question for you guys real quick. How do you do that? How do you do that? Well, Phil left and I thought Steve Mills, a brother, was going to do the organization right.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived.
But once again, as I was throughout the whole decade, was wrong. Him and Scott Perry signed 5 power forwards in a guard league. A guard league. You get 5 power forwards. They fired Steve Mills, which is good. Now Leon Rose is in charge of the Knicks. And Leon, my mans, I'm here to help you out. Here's the plan. We have to look at the current roster first for the New York Knicks. There's only about 6 players you need to keep. One that you have to keep due to contract restrictions. Those 6 players include Kevin Knox, Taj Gibson, Mitchell Robinson, R.J. Barrett, Alfred Payton, and Mo Harkless. And, well, you have 7 because you have to keep Julius Randle. Everybody else can go. We don't care about everybody. We don't care about Zoe. We don't care about none of those guys. Everybody else got to go. Next, coaching. You have to find your coach. They said that they want to find their coach by July. Here is how you need to prioritize your coach, New York Knicks. Number 1, you need to make sure that you give Mark Jackson a chance. Mark Jackson, a native New Yorker, will bring back the mystique. He knows about the mystique. He knows about the mystique. He's been part of the mystique. The mystique has been in him his whole entire life. He knows about it, and he could bring respect back to the New York Knicks organization because he wouldn't want it any other way. After Mark Jackson, the second best coaching option would be Kenny Atkinson. You saw what Kenny Atkinson did in Brooklyn. Great coach. And last, he's one of my favorite coaches I've ever seen, Tom Thibodeau. The reason why I have Tom Thibodeau number 3, I don't think teams are players now because I feel like a lot of players are soft. They will not respond to Tib well. So after you get the coach, which should be Mark Jackson, next is the 2020 draft, which because of the COVID-19 situation and basketball resuming, will be put on hold till October. You go all in for LaMelo Ball. All in for LaMelo Ball. Just like LeVar Ball taught us. He'll sell tickets for the Knicks. And when I say he'll sell tickets for the Knicks, yes, the Knicks were 9th in attendance, but most of the time people went to go see the Knicks just to see the other team play. We went to go to Knicks games to watch Steph Curry. We went to go watch Knicks games to see our favorite team play, which wasn't the Knicks. And that's disrespectful. Personally, on a personal note, I think that's disrespectful. You get LaMelo Ball. After you get LaMelo Ball, you need to surround him with shooters. People who contracts are up at the end of the season are Gallinari, Myers Leonard, Marco Bellinelli, and Bogdanovic. We rank 29th in 3-point attempt rating. So now we have the team set for the 2020-2021 season. All we want to do, New York Knicks, we don't have to do anything tough. All we want to do, we just want you guys to battle for the 7th or 8th seed. We need to show that we're competitive still. And no, the new show is not in Brooklyn. New York's team will always be the New York Knicks. That's all we gotta do. We just gotta be 7th or 8th seed. By being competitive, we could go 2 ways. We could go into the draft, get either Jalen Green or Zaire Williams. If not, free agency, there's 2 big pickups that's there. Rudy Gobert and Giannis. So going into the 2021-2022 season, your team will consist of LaMelo Ball, R.J. Barrett, Kevin Knox, Mitchell Robinson, Giannis or Jalen Green, Gobert or Zaire Williams. And then you just need to find a wing player, a defender. Hopefully Myers Leonard signs for a couple more years. Bogdanovic signs for a couple more years. The Knicks do not need to win a title in 3 years. They need to bring life back to the organization. They need to show us fans, diehard fans, yes, I'm talking to you, Spike Lee, diehard fans, that they want to win. We want to be in talks of being a contender. We want to be with the Boston Celtics. We want to be with the Indiana Pacers. We want to be with the Philadelphia 76ers. Because we deserve to be that. Our tradition tells us we're supposed to be that. We do not want to lose to Brooklyn anymore. We did with KD and Kyrie. We don't want it no more. Leon, my mans, you can do this, man. You can do it. Now, what do I want you guys to get from watching this video? First of all, I should be a GM in the NBA because what I laid out is a perfect plan and it's foolproof, to be honest with you. Because you got plan A, plan B, plan C's. Perfect. Second, The Knicks are not done. The Knicks have a chance to right all their wrongs. The Knicks have a chance to undo what Phil Jackson came here to do, and that's squander the Knicks. We need to follow the plan. We don't need to get sidetracked. Also, the main thing I want you guys to understand, my fandom of being a New York Knicks fan is one hell of a drug, man. I need to get off of it. This is Joe Cadet. This is The Cube.